sound, and transition. And hello, everyone. How are you doing,
Hello.
Mama?
All right, how you doing?
Doing all right? Wait, oops. My phone's audio is on. All right, fix that problem. All right. It is Monday, which means it's Sudoku time.
Should probably charge my phone.
Yeah, charging the phone's a good idea. That way, if you have the stream up, which you make sure to like the stream. And anyone who's here at the beginning, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. But aside from that, have I done anything exciting since last week?
I
Can't
know I
really
have
think.
not.
Yeah, mostly just doing the same old stuff. Doing the work. Trying to figure out all of the things that are happening in the world. I cleaned off my desk a little bit, although you can't really see it because it's the space that's outside of the camera view. Um,
Yeah.
and yeah, I don't know. I organized a little bit. I had some free time today in order to do that. But aside from that, I'm feeling a little bit better. Last week I had a bunch of the sniffles. So yeah, that even interfered with some plans that I had had over the weekend, which was a bit annoying, but I'm feeling better now. Aside from that, I don't know, can't think of anything.
No,
Mama, you said you didn't have anything, so in that
nope,
case,
nothing
that means it
exciting.
is Sudoku time. Alright, first puzzle for today. Excuse me. First puzzle for today is C. Dot by Arctan. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits separated by a white dot are consecutive. Digits separated by a black dot are in a 1 to 2 ratio, i.e., one digit is twice the other, and digits may not repeat on either of the marked diagonals. And then go ahead and paste the link in the chat. Sometimes I'll remember to do that, sometimes I won't. It all depends on whether or not my brain is working the way I want it to that day. I guess I also want to do this. Because I like to have analytics. Alright, aside from that, puzzle time. Let's begin. Well, this one's probably the nicest one, because we
Right.
know that it has to be 2 or 4 in the middle, with 1, 2, 4, and 8 on the outside. We know both 2 and 4 will show up. So what does that mean for this over here? Well, if it has to have both 2 and 4 down here, then I have to have at least 6 or 8 as even digits. I don't have to have both. But then that would be 5, 7, and 9 to go around them. So 7's a requirement. Yeah, and I could do 5, 6, 7 and still have 4, 8 down here, so that's not a big deal. And obviously 7, 8, 9 forces that to be 1, 2, 4. Okay. I'm trying to think of how this all is connected. But, like, if I were to say place a 3 here, then I would know that both of those are 6. If this was a 6, I could go 5, 4, or 7, 8. Which would wrap around this way.
Well, you couldn't
Well,
have an 8 to the right of that property dot, the one that goes into box 8, because that would place a 4.
yeah. So we
So
know
you can't
1,
have an
2,
8 on
3,
either
4,
edge of
6, 8,
those.
2, and 4 is gone. But it could be a 1 going to 2, an 8 going to 4, or it could be a 3, 6 pair.
Well,
Now,
okay. If we look at the one that's on that one, if
yeah,
that's a 1, then that sets up going across to the right and up. And that has to be 8, and that does not work. Because you can't repeat on the diagonal.
right. Then 8 would have to do basically the same thing. An 8 would go into 4s. But then you would have 3 or
Have to go
5.
2. Oh, right, 3, right.
And then you have 2
Well,
or
yeah.
6. 6s would go to 3s, but then 2 would go to 1. So then it would have to be a 1-3 pair there. Then you'd have 6 or 2 here. 2 would go to 3, 6 would go to 5 or 7. And then you'd have 4 or 8.
It would have to go to 4.
4 or 8 would have to go to
Yeah.
4.
3 would have to go, 2 would have 2 to 3 to 4. Or 8.
4, 8. I guess it could be a 2 as well. But this being an 8 takes that being an 8 off as a possibility. So then 4 would be removed as a possibility. This is now 8, which means 3 and 5 aren't possibilities. 7 makes that a 6. 6 makes this a 3. 6, 3. And if that's a 3, this isn't a 3, so that's not a 6. And 1, 2, 4, and 8. We'll look at that.
Right. Breaks that.
So 8 doesn't work, and suddenly this is a 3, 6 pair. Okay, well, 3 goes to 4 or 5. No, 4 or 2. 2 goes to 1, 4 goes to 5. 1 goes to 2, 5 doesn't work at all. So, that should mean these are 6s, which gives us 5, 7, 4, 8. 2, 4, 8. 1, 2, 4, 8. Although this can't be a 1.
Right.
Alright, Elatron says hello, you two. Hello, Elatron. How are you doing today? Okay, 2, 4, and 8 means this has to be odd. 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. And this would be even, 2, 4, 6, 8. Elatron says they're doing good. That is good to hear. Oh, well, I can't put 1 in the middle, and I can't put 9 in the middle. So that helps. I watched last week's Tuesday Sudoku stream and was amused by your discussion if you've already solved one of my Sudokus.
It did look
It
rather
had,
familiar. There was
it
some
had
things
seemed
that were very familiar.
Okay, well, this being a 3 means that this can't be a 3, so this can't be a 6. So now, one of these has to be 4, so this can't be a 4. And this can't be an 8, because that would force that to be a 4. So this has to be 2, which would have to go to 1, which would have to go to 2. And 2 has to connect to 3, which has to connect to 4, which has to connect to 8, 4, 5. 8 and 9 are removed. 4 and 8 and a 7. 2, 4, 8. 1, 2, 4. So 1 and 2 are not allowed over here. Elatron says, yes, I've made a few very similar looking Sudokus recently. That does happen. Alright, well I know that 9 has to show up in this region.
The black Kropke in box 6 has to be a 3-6. Since it can't
right.
be 1, 2.
And it couldn't be 2,
4.
4. Yep. So 3 there, 6 there, 5 or 7 on top. Oh, this was less restricted than I thought it was because I ignored box 5.
What does that center possible? It can't be.
Okay, it can't be 1, 4, 3, 5, 8, or 6, and 7. And if we learn that this is 2, then that would be a 9.
Well, row 3 needs 5, 6, 7, 9, and it cannot be 5, 6, 7 in box 1 or in cell, the first cell.
Gives us a 5, 7 pair over here. 3, 4, and 1, 2. 7 and 9. Seven has to be over here. 9 has to be here. 3 has to be here. We don't know where 1 is. 2 has to be over here. 4. We don't know where 8 goes. Which is not on the bottom. So 1 can be anywhere, 2 is over here, 3 is in the middle, 4, 5, 6, 7 has to be on the left, 8 can be anywhere, and 9 has to be in the middle. So that should be all of the possibilities there. Going across row 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, where the 9 isn't over here, neither is the 2. Looking at column 7, I need 3, 5, 6, 7, and 9. 3 is out here, 3, 5, and 6 is out there. 1, 4, 5, 7, and 9. Okay, looking at the positive diagonal, I see 1 and 3 is seen by everything, 2 and 4 and 9 and 7 are removed from the bottom left corner, 4, 6, and 8 are removed from here, 2, 4, and 8 from there, 4, 6, and 5, 7. 5 is also removed from this cell. And then up here, I don't really see any restrictions, so we'll leave it at that. Guess we might as well fill this in. 7, 9, 2, 4, and 3. Okay. Where can 6 go in box 5? Rows 5 and 6 are out. Column 4 is out. But we still have 2 possibilities. Should we just put all the possibilities in box 5?
Really?
4, 3, and 2, 3, 6, 8. 5 and 6, 2 and 7, 2, 5, 6, 8, 2, 3, 4, 6, 8, 6, 7, 8. Okay. That was less helpful than I had hoped it would be. Finish off box 3. 5 and 7 is out of this because the 5, 7 pair here. 1, 2, 4, 8, 9. 4, 8, 4. Oh, well, that's a 1, 2, 8, 9 quad. So this is the only spot for 4 in this column.
Which places the 4 on that diagonal?
Yep. 2 and 8. 1, 2, 9 places a 5. 9's 3 out, 3, 6, 7. And 1, 2, 3, 6, 7, 8. And this is the 8 because our 8 is already on the diagonal. 1's here, 9's there.
Column 8 needs 8.
6, 7 pairs, going to take 7 out. And 1, 4, and 9. 2, 3. 1, 2. 9. 7, 5, 7, 6. One, 5, 7, 6, 8, not an 8, 3, 4, 6, 5, 7, 3, 7, 8, 2, 1, 9, 5, 6, 4, 3, 2, 4, 1, 3, 6. Almost done. I need 1 in one of those two. 2's gonna go here. 3's gonna go on the left side. 4 here. 5. One of those two. 6, 7, 8, and 9 isn't in the middle. Then this top row. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is here. 6 and 8. And then I get this set done. And then I still need a 1, a 5, and a 7. And that's it. C Dot by Arctan. Oh, excuse me. I don't know why my brain is goop. Row 8.
I know why mine is. I'm just tired.
It is the time of nap. Kind of felt like that one was a bit more difficult than the amount of time that it took to do. It definitely required like just placing things, because I don't know if I would have seen this column, the fact that 4 had to be up here. For a bit, although we did know that 4 wasn't here, nor was it in this group. So then we just had to see that 4 wasn't there. But that was kind of like the big thing that we needed to find when we were just sort of searching around for things to figure out. So, I mean, it wasn't that difficult. I'm not sure if there was a faster way of going about the C in the middle, but guess it doesn't really matter.
I didn't even notice that that was a C.
Mm, um, but yeah. I guess I kind of want to go on the lighter side of average, just because I think the mathematics here is a bit tricky. But yeah, I'm going to go average on that one. And make sure I copy the link into the video description, or what will eventually become the video description. But yeah, any other comments on this puzzle, Mama? All right. Then, next puzzle we're going to do is called Multiple Madness by Kitty Trouble. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Place the digits 1 through 9 once each into every row, column, and box. Adjacent digits along a violet multiple line must have one digit being a multiple of the other. Every number is a multiple of 1 and itself. Digits along a red thermometer must strictly increase from the bulb end. Alright, I didn't really understand the violet lines, so let me read that rule again. Adjacent digits along a violet multiple line must have one digit being a multiple of the other. Every number is a multiple of 1 and itself. Okay, so we're just making sure that we have factors. Okay, that works. Excuse me. So, if I look at, say, this column here, where this violet line exists, if I say place a 4 here, then I could place a 2, or an 8, or a 1. I couldn't put 6, because even though they share 2 as a factor, 4 is not, or rather 6 is not a multiple of 4. 4 doesn't directly divide into 6. If I put 1, then I can put anything. Go ahead.
Cannot put all 3 of 1, 3, and 7, or 5, 3, and 7.
Oops. Spoilers.
Yeah, but 2 has more than just 1 as a, yeah.
Yeah. Now, 3 can connect to 6.
Oh, right.
It's really just 5 and 7, and 3 can also connect to 9.
Right.
In fact, that's the only number that 9 can connect to.
But you could have, yeah.
But 5 and 7 can only ever connect to 1. So that is going to have to be what this is. And I think if we consider this line and maybe this line, but this line for sure, this is going to have to be the other 5 and 7, isn't it?
Right, which means it's going to have to be a 1 to the left of it.
This 5 and 7 can only go on an endpoint. And since 5 and 7 can't go on this endpoint, because that can't be 1, this is going to have to be 5, 7 here.
Okay, well, in the center, Box 5, the center digit. That has to connect to 4 different ones.
I mean, 1 would be the easiest because it literally connects to everything.
Right.
But if it wasn't 1, what could it be? Could it be 2?
Yes.
4, 8.
6, 8, 1.
Yeah. So then it literally couldn't be anything other than 1 and 2.
Right. But 5 and 7,
Could just be in the corners.
unless 1 is in the center, and then it could go on the horizontal.
Yeah. Can I put 5 and 7 along this group? Well, it can't be here, because it would have 2 neighbors in the same box. And these would all have neighbors in the same row. So I could put 5 or 7 here,
But since 5,
except
you have to have. Right.
so those two have to be 5, 7. So then, if I look at this column, that can't be 5, 7, and neither can any of those up to there, so that gives us 1 there. So 1 has to be one of these two. Can I get 5 and 7 in this box? Well, we already ruled it off of the line here, so can it go in one of these places? Well, no, because if this was 5 or 7, both of those would be 1s, and the same would be true here, both of those would be 1s. So these have to be 5, 7. What about in this box? The same logic applies for those two. So not here. That can't be 5, 7. That can't be 5, 7. 1 isn't 5 and 7. And then neither of those two can be 5, 7 because the 5, 7 pair there. So we get 5, 7 in the bottom left corner. And I guess there's a part of me that wants to mark these red and blue. So let's go ahead and do that. I actually don't know which ones those are. That's all of the usefulness we can get out of red and blue. Okay. 9 can only connect to 3 and 1.
All right. Well, so 9 can't go.
Can't go in any of these positions, so it has to be either next to the 9 or on the far end. And if this was a 9, then this would have to be 3. If that's a 9, that has to be 3. Well, if 3 can't be next to 1...
Next to 6 and 9.
And then 6 is going to have to connect to 2. Which can then connect to 4 or 8. Which can then connect to 4 or 8. And that's how that's going to have to go, isn't it?
So
4, 8, 9. 3, 4, 8.
okay, well, row 1, where does 9 go?
Same logic. Has to go in one of these two. And then
3.
6 and 2. 4, 8. Oh, well, this can't be a 4-8 pair, because if it's not 3-9, it is 4-8. Oh, but then that could be 9 and 3, and then that would be just fine. Never mind. 2, 3, 4, 8, and 9 is possibilities,
So 6 in box 3 has to go.
And 6 has to be next to 2 or 3.
Right.
I guess it could be next to 1, but there's already a 1 in the box, so never mind on that.
Right.
That means 9 has to be one of these two. I guess we sort of already knew that, because if this wasn't 3-9, it's 4-8, which would force that to be 9. And if this wasn't 9, then it would be 4 or 8, which we already don't have enough space for. So 3 comes off as a possibility here, and therefore 2 from there. Yeah, because these couldn't both not be 9, because then that would be 4-8, 4-8, and 4-8, which doesn't work.
Column 1, the 9.
Right.
Well, it can't go. Oh, yeah, because it's 1 or 3.
So if this was a 9, then this
That's
would
a
be 1. And if it's 4 or 8, then that gives us 2, 4, or 8. Right? Then where would 3 go across this row? If 3 isn't next to 9, it can only be next to 1 and 6. And if this was 9 and 1, we know that this would be 3, so 3, 9, 1. that can't be a 3. So 3 wouldn't be able to be in the middle, because it has to be next to 1, 9, or 6. So it wouldn't be able to have a neighbor. So then 3 would have to go over here. But if that's a 4-8 pair, or rather an even pair, then 3 can go in more places. Although, could 3 go over here if this was 3, 9, 1? If I made this a 3, 1,
Be to the left, but you can't put anything to the right of it.
right. So then where is 3 in this row if I do 3, 9, and 1? None of those. And it has to be next to 1, 6,
6
or
or
9.
9. But 1 and 9 are already there.
Yeah, so I can't put 6 on both sides. So that breaks that one, breaks that one, breaks that one. And this one doesn't work because 1, 6, and 9 aren't possibilities here.
So that can't be 1 and 9.
4, 8 makes that 3 and 9. 3 must be next to 6,
4,
not
8.
2.
That breaks.
This can still be a 1.
Oh, right.
So that was something I forgot.
In fact, it would have to be 1.
Yeah. And so this is going to have to be 9 then, isn't it? Because where else could I put 9? Because 9 can only go next to
Right.
1 and 3. And if it's not next to the 1 right now, then it doesn't work.
Anywhere else. Yeah, so that's 9.
I could put a 9 here with 2 3s around it.
Oh, well, yeah, there's that.
So 9, 3. 3 would have to be next to 6.
6.
So this is just a 6. And then on the other side of the 6 is a 2. And on the other side of the 2 is the 4 or 8. But this can't be that 4, 8, so 9, 3, 6, 2, 4, or 8. 3 doesn't work here. So we get 2, 4, 8. But if this can't be a 3, then this can't be a 9.
Right.
4, 8 pair makes a 2. 3 is
Row
removed
1.
as a possibility. 2, 6, 2, 6, 2, 6, 3, 9. This has to be
Yeah,
9.
the 4, 8 came out of those two. All right, well, 6 would have to go to a 1 or 3, yeah.
1, not 1. So 2 can go to 4, 6, 8. Not 6, that's 4 or 8. 1 isn't 5 or 7, so that's out.
Well,
Unfortunately,
4
we've got 1
is
here.
going to go to 2 or 8. It can't go to 1 because 1's in the box.
Yeah. 3, 6, and 9. Three, 6. Well, this has to be a 1, because it can't be 6 or 9. And this has to be a 1, because it can't be 2 or 3. Five, 7, 4, 8. 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. 4, 8 pair. 5, 7. 4, 8 pair. 5, 7, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, 5 and 7 can't go next to 1, so they're off of this multiple line.
Well, so column 2, place the other 5 or 7. Can't go in
Right,
box
has
1.
to be this one. We don't know which of these this is, so
Yeah. 2, 4, 8, and 6.
1, 3, 5, 7, 2, 9, 6, 9, 2, 4, 8, 6 is placed there. 2, 4, 8, that one's not a 2.
8 can't go in the bulb of a thermo.
Right. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9 is obviously not a possibility. 8's no longer a possibility. So that has to be blue. 4 is a multiple of itself, so doesn't change any options there. Eight pair places 4, 2, 8 pair takes 2, 8 out of there, 5, 7 pair places 8. 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 and 8 are no longer possibilities. 5, 7, 9. So this is a 3. 5, 7, 9. Well, 5 and 7 aren't possibilities because they would need a neighbor. 9 is next to 3. Coloring out. 7 and... I was about to say 6, but that's not allowed. 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 5, 3, 4. Let's see. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Here we go. Multiple madness. 5. Oops. I don't know. I wouldn't say that's very easy. I don't know how easy this one is, just because the mathematics involved is quite difficult. And while we went through the puzzle fairly quickly, that's due to comfort with the mathematics of the puzzle. And if you don't have that down, like knowing that 5 and 7 are going to be the problem from the get-go, and then to think about how 9 is going to work, like that stuff adds to the complexity, I think. But I don't know if it goes beyond average, even so. Because once you get that, which, I mean, even if you're not comfortable with the mathematics part of that, like, all you have to do is map out, like, the neighbors, and then see that your most restricted digits are going to be 5, 7, and 9. So, I don't know. Maybe it's not as difficult as I think it is, but I'm going to go with average. So it's somewhere in the average range, I think. Does that sound good to you, Mama? Alright. Submit that. Copy the link into this over here. And then grab the next puzzle. Copy the link into the chat, which I just realized that this is choose your fave cage total. Oh, and then I can't spell fave, but you know, that's fine. Let's see, lines. Alright. Alright. Then, third puzzle for today. Choose your fave cage total by Sumanta Anu. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Choose a number out of the 4 numbers 7, 8, 12, and 13. The sum of the digits in each cage is the number you have chosen. Along a thermometer, digits increase from the bulb to the tip. A white dot connects consecutive digits. So is this 4 different puzzles? I wanted to see if this is on Logic Masters Germany first. Choose your fave cage total. Sumanta? Did I spell their name correctly? Anu? I don't know. Doesn't look like it's on Logic Masters Germany. But okay. Well, 7, 8, 12, and 13. Well, if this is 4 separate puzzles, then maybe we just do this in 4 groups? Do all 4 of them? Hopefully it'll be faster after we start. Let's just try 7. Well, if it's 7, then that's going to be 7, 8, 9 there. And 7, 8, 9 there. Then well, we're going to have 7, 8, and 9 be in this group over here. And then whatever this digit is. Obviously, 9's not in there. So, 7. You could do 7, 8, 9, but you couldn't do 8. But if red is a small digit, which we know it is, couldn't put red there. So that has to be 8 or 9.
Well, it would have to be
Couldn't put red
9
there either.
if 7's the bulb.
Not necessarily, because red. So it could go red, 7, 8, 9.
Okay.
So, like, if this was a 5 and a 2, then you have 5 as a possibility. But these have to be 7, 8, 9. Because we know that whatever digit is in red has to be smaller. I think I'm going to leave that for now, or except for these two. I'll leave those. But this being 7 or 8 makes 9 come out of here. I kind of want to color these cages. Red, blue, yellow, and green. None of these could be the same, could they? Well, yellow and green could be. So...
Right. In fact, if it's 7, yellow and green have to be.
Oh, right, because there's only 3 groups.
Same with 8.
So then this would be red. This could be red or blue. This one would be blue.
12 only has 3 possibilities. Column 4, there's a red-blue pair. Oh, I see. Never mind. My brain's a little fried.
Yeah. We know that these two are going to be the same again. So whatever this is, neither of those are. So if this was yellow, those would be red or blue. That would be red or blue. Actually, let's ask if this was red. If this was red, that would have to be red because that would be blue. If these are both red, then that's not red. Neither of those would be red. One of those two would be red. But I don't know. We know that those are 3 different digits, but there's nothing saying that this can't repeat there. Okay, this one cannot be red, because if it was, then both of the red digits would already appear on this thermo. So how do I get a digit that's larger than both red digits in the red group? Well, that doesn't work, so red is out, blue is out, this can no longer be red.
All right. If you look at oh no. Now there is a consecutive digit between red and blue.
Yeah.
So the sum cannot be 7. Yeah, they could. Never mind. It could be 5 and 6 that are consecutive. That's 2, 5, and 1, 6. And I'm sorry, my brain was
Yeah.
playing tricks on me. And the 4 or 5.
This can't be 5 because that would make that 2. This can't be 4, that would make that 3. 5 or 6. 1 or 2. 6. 1 or 2. 5 or 6. Oh. That automatically makes this 3, 4 then. Doesn't it?
Well, if the sum is 8, it could be 3, 5.
I think it's because it says choose a number out of the 4 numbers.
Oh, this is true.
And then the sum of the digits in each cage is the number you have chosen.
Right.
Because you notice that 7, 8, 12, and 13 all have 3 sets,
Right.
And so if we look at this puzzle, the fact that it's 3 sets seems to be, at least to me, fairly relevant. So I don't think it matters. I think while the fact that 7, 8, and 12, 7, 8, 12, and 13 create 3 pairs, I don't think it's actually going to be relevant outside of the fact that it is 3 pairs, right? It's the 6 digits that make up those 3 pairs, and then the 3 digits that are outside of those 3 pairs, and then essentially everything else is interchangeable outside of that, other than the fact that you've got like some consecutiveness going on over here and a few thermos. But then all we really need is some ordering amongst what's going on. We don't necessarily need the numbers to be exact, which I think is how the puzzle works. I could be wrong. But yeah, so this is going to have to be 3, 4 because these can't have 3 or 4 on them. Which means this has to be 5 and 2, 6 and 1. This can't be a 6, because if it is, how can anything be larger than 6 while still in our 7 cages? So this ends up being blue, which means this one is not blue. 3, 4, 5. Well, it can't be. This is going to have to be 5 and 2 and 6 and 1. So this can no longer be red or yellow. This one has to be yellow, so this one cannot be yellow, and it ends up being 3 and 4. Next to 2 and 5. Yellow is no longer a possibility. 6 and 1. This is now red. 3 and 4. 2 and 5. 5 and 2.
2 connects to 3.
4, 3, 4. And, well, 5 and 7. Well, apparently this is 7, 8, 9, and 5 there. 8.
Row 3 is 3 and 6.
Actually, I want to make this orange, purple, and green, just for funsies.
Row 6 is 1, 3, 7, 8, 9. And the thermo bulb can't be a 9.
Three. Can't be here, here, or there. And 3 isn't 6. So that's, oops, 3. Four has to be one of those two. And then 1, 7, or 8. One and 2, 4 and 9. 2, 4, 9, 1 and 2. It's yellow, 2 is red. 7 or 8. One, 7, 8, 9.
5 can be placed in box 8.
2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Well, row 8 needs 5, 7, 8, 9.
This can't
9
be 8,
can't go on the
and
bulb.
it can't be 9. This has to be a 3, 4 pair.
Row 7, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9.
Apparently this one's just a 2. It's red, and 7, and 2, and 1 for yellow. 6, 8, 9. There's our red 2. One, 7, 8, 9, and 6. 7, 8, 9, out of 6 or 9.
Column 6, 7, 8, 9.
This has to be 7 or 8. So there's already
Right.
a 4, 9 up here. So this is 6 or 9. This is 7 or 8. Pairs with that 7 or 8. Takes 7 and 8 out of there. 1, 6, 7, 8, 9. 6 and 9 are out. I was about to ask where 7 was, but it can be in 3 different places, so that wasn't helpful. Where do we get more information from? So I'm not really seeing any clues that tell us anything So it has to be just Sudoku, right?
Yeah.
So what is missing?
Just the 3 Kropke dots. 4 Kropke dots, right?
1, 2, 3, 4. I don't see any others. Yeah. And the thermos are either entirely within the cages or entirely without the cages in ways that they had to be from 789. Excuse me. Okay. These two. If one of these two is 8, then it places the other. Oh, wait. These two are important. There's 7-8 pair. Take 7-8 out of all of that. That's a 1, which is yellow. That's no longer a 1. 6-9 pair. 4-7-8 places yellow 1 there. Takes that out. Places that there. 8-9.
The 6
6
9
and
pair.
9.
Yeah.
These out. Alright, that got us closer. 6-9 pair here. 7-8. Okay. So now I want to start asking questions about this. If one of these is 8, it will then force the other to be 7 or 9. So, is there any way that 7 and 8 is broken? Because if this is 8, that ends up being 8, and so does that. We already have 8 here. That's 7, so that would be 8. And that would be 8. Seven is here. So that's 7. We get an 8-9 pair. Oh, if that's 8, that would be 8, and that would be 8. Well, that would be our 8s. So we get our 7s in the next group. Seven is one of those two. One of those two. That would have to be 7. this is 8, that's 7. Makes that an 8, 8, 7, 8. Yeah, because 8 couldn't be on top. 7, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7. So this would be 9 and 6, 8 and 9, 6, 9, 6, 9, 6. 9 replace 4, 4, 9, and 7. Okay, that does not seem to break. Get an 8 and a 9. Okay, then if this is the 8 and this is a 9, that would be 4 and 9. 8 replace 7 and 8. 7 and 7 and 8. 7 and 9. 9. 7, 8, 0, 6, 9 pair. 8 replace 7. And now 7 wouldn't work in here. So that breaks this being 8. Because if this is 8, then those two end up being 7, and same here, and then we wouldn't have 7 as a possibility in here. So this is 7, 8, 8, 7, 8, 9, 6, 7, 6, 9, 6, 9, 8. Oops, wrong button. Not 8 is 8, 9, 8, 7, 4, 9, 4, 7, 7, 8, 9, 6, 8, 9. And our 7s are orange, 8s are purple, and 9s are green. 4s are blue, 3s are blue, 6s and 1s are yellow, 5s and 2s are red. Okay. Now, if we had done the puzzle differently, then if we had instead chosen the number 8, then instead of having 4 on the inside, that would be removed, and that would become 5s. Oops.
Yes, and it would be 4, 8, and 9 on the outside of box 1.
Yeah. All of our red 5s would become 6s, and all of our yellow 6s hold on. Okay. 7s would get removed. 6s would become 7s, 5s would become 6s, 4s would become 5s, and oranges would become 4. And that seems to work. And if we had chosen 12, then...
13, it puts 1, 2, and 3 where the inbox on the outside of box 1.
Okay. So if we did 13 for 1, 2, and 3, we would have 4, 9, uh, 5, 8, or no, not 5, 8. This would be 6, 7,
7.
and red would be 5, 8. And
Thermo
6,
that comes
7.
down to 8.
6.
Six is
And then if we had picked 12,
6 comes out and 3 goes in.
So 3 would be partnered with 9, 4 would replace 5, and 5 would replace 6, and then these would be 9s. No, 6s. That is a very interesting puzzle.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. Save that. And I think we have time for one more. So, this is going to be Egg's second rodeo. Copy this into the chat.
Egg fried cheese. I like fried cheese.
Egg's second rodeo by Egg Fried Cheese. Normal Sudoku rules apply. Digits cannot repeat in a cage, and sum to the value given. Digits must increase along a thermometer starting from the bulb end. Well,
the 2 in the or the vertical are 7 long.
I did something wrong.
Did in 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 5.
First try. Not twos. Okay. Well, this could not be a 4 then. Because if this was a 4, it would have to go 3, 2, 1. And if this
Right.
was 1, 2,
Break
3,
the
4, so 4 would be out. And that is true over here as well. And then that pushes digits upwards.
well, and the vertical ones, yeah,
Can't
can't
be
have 6 on the
6.
elbow.
So that gives us 8,
Okay,
9.
yeah. Well, and 21 needs 24. 8 9 is 17, so the outside is 7. It can't be 5. Either 1 6 or 3 4. 7 has to be in the 21.
Yeah. Five is going to have to be in the 21 as well.
Right, because it pairs with it.
Oh, on the vertical ones, the bottom cannot be 3, because then it would be 4, 5, 6 on the way up.
Right.
Okay. Well, I can't have a 7, 8. That's it. Um... Hmm. I cannot put 9 in the 11. And I cannot put 9 in the 21. So I'm going to have to put 9 in the 16. Okay, then what about 8 in this row? That is
Okay,
going to end up...
oh, sorry.
8 is going to end up in this 11, isn't it? Because I cannot put 8 and 9 in the 16. That would be 17. I can't put 8 in the 21. It's in one of those two. So the 8 has to be in the 11 in row 5. So this is a 2 and a 1 8 pair. So this becomes 7, and then we take and then that pushes things down. 7 6 5 4 3 2.
Well, I was noticing in columns 3 and 7 that 9, right, so 9 can't be the end point of the other two thermos.
And that is going to push things down.
Things
8
back.
7 6 5 and 4. Which means this cannot be a 5 now. Because if this was a 5, 4, 3 would be required, 2 and 1, and 3, 4, 5 would break. So
Right. And the
5 can't be in either of these, so that gives us 6 and 7, 8 and 9 and 8.
and in row 2, the horizontal thermo, the third digit in can't be a 3 because that'd be 1 and 2, which would break the 2, 3. The
8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 1, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, that one's fine. This one doesn't have the same problem. But now 3, 4, 5 places 2 and 1.
which makes
And
that
this is
8 and 9.
9 pair. 7, 6, 5. This is 4, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So that's a 1. Making this a 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 5 is out. 6, 4, 3, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4.
Column 7, the 6 has to go on the thermo.
Column 7, 6 has to go on the thermo
Right,
because
because
it's
there's a
not in
6
box 3.
in box 3, yeah.
What are these two or these 3 in row 2?
Oh.
1, 8, and 9.
Yeah. Row 8 has a 2, 3 pair.
2, 3, and 4. 7, 8, 9. 9 is there. 9 is not those two. 5 and 3.
Row 5, 9 has to go in that 16. Oh, okay.
3, 4, 5. And 7 is left, so 2, 3, 4. And then this is also 7, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 20.
It can't be 3, 4. That 16 cage, it
Right.
can't be 3, 4.
So 1 and 2 is going to pair with this 1, 2 for 3 and 4. 5, 6, 7, 8. Neither of those is 6, which means this has to be 1, 6. Which
The
doesn't help
20
for that.
cage can't be 3, 8, 9 because it would
Because of the
break
8,
the 8,
9 over
9.
here.
So the 3 has to go on top, and the 3 then in box 7 goes on the bottom.
That means 9 is required because it couldn't be 5, 7, 8. It would break the 7, 8 above it.
Right?
So this is 8, that's 9. One, 2, 3.
That's a
1,
1, 2,
2,
3
3.
triple.
3's out. 6 is out. So this is 4, 7, 9.
Yeah.
3, 5, and not 9. The 9's down here. 1, 2, 3, 6, you said?
Yeah.
These 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 9. 4 faces 2,
Yeah.
8, 9, 1, and 8.
2
3,
pairs with
1.
5 in the 16 cage.
Yep. These need to sum to 9, which is going to have to be 4, 5, because 1, 2, and 3 has already been used up. 6 and 7. 19.
Well, if we look at the columns,
Right.
5 and
1,
7. 8 and 9. 2 and 6.
and we need
8
these 2 to
pairs
be
with
11.
Yeah. 6 and 5.
This is just I was about to say 3, but it's a 1. This one is a 4. I need to see 3 and
2.
this is 1. And I don't see a 3, and I don't see a 4. Here we go.
That was quick.
It was a good puzzle. The interactions in row 5 and with the thermos were really interesting. It was kind of the biggest part was the 8 and the 9 in this row.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. Yeah, that was a really nice puzzle. This is on Logic Masters Germany, column 6. Wrong button. Yeah, I don't think it was too difficult. I would go ahead and go with easy on this one. Yeah, the others had a bit more to them, but this one did not. But yeah. All right. Anything else on the puzzles that we solved today, Mama?
No.
It's a little early, but I don't want to take on another puzzle today. I'm a bit
Oh, and I'm sleepy. I've been
yeah.
fighting it.
So all right then.
I
Talking
haven't been snoring occasionally.
I didn't hear it, so unfortunately, if you did, it is going to be on the internet forever. So
Yeah, whatever. I've snored forever, so.
Yeah. All right. Anyone who watches this back, thank you so much. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, all of that fancy YouTube engagement stuff. I've been told there's a bell you can ring for notifications, and then it's always nice if you share the videos. If you'd like more content on this channel, that would be Sudoku on Mondays and Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern Time, and Monster Hunter World on Saturdays at 7 a.m. Eastern Time, and then I will try to play Final Fantasy VI sometime this week. At least once. I have gotten to the point where I'm able to assign espers to the characters, so that's pretty interesting. Aside from that, yeah, just have a wonderful day. Loop.